Hey, welcome to another episode of Live, Think, Grow. My name is 𝗵𝗶𝗀 and I help female coaches and lightworkers become full-time and thriving using spiritually infused mindset, marketing, and sales strategy. On today's episode, I am going to be teaching you how to optimize your Instagram profile for sales. Now, the really cool thing about Instagram, ladies, is that it can actually take place of a website. In fact, guess what? I hit six figures in my coaching business without a website. And Instagram isn't the only platform that I use. Obviously, I use YouTube. I also use TikTok. However, I will credit Instagram with being a bulk of how I've been able to get to this place. Because if you think about it, right? Like, it allows you to have highlights on your profile. You can create mini blog posts. You can show people what you're up to in your story every day. For business purposes, it is a really powerful tool to allow your potential dream client to know, like, and trust you, which if you've watched my other videos, you know that that is the key basis of relationship building that you are creating in your business in order to land that client. So on today's episode, as I share with you how to optimize your Instagram for sales, these tips and tricks are actually meant to help you attract that dream client like a magnet and to also be more efficient in the way that you are showing up in your personal branding. So this is really exclusive content. You'll definitely want to be taking notes. So grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, and let's get started. So in order to optimize your Instagram for sales, so you can get more money, get more paid, help more people, it's going to look like doing basically four things. So we're going to look at four different areas. First one, let's talk about this, your Instagram name. So with your Instagram name, a couple of key features here. One, you want to make sure it actually includes your real name. And I'll explain quickly why that is, about the know, like, and trust factor, right? Your potential dream client is going to be way more likely to connect with 𝗵𝗶𝗀 versus Live, Think, Grow coaching. And oftentimes I see this with a lot of new coaches in the industry. They want to have some clever name, but what ends up happening is they become a business rather than the coach who has their business. So in order to appeal more on a personal level, you're going to want to include your actual name in your Instagram profile. Now, the second part to this, though, is that you can include your name and another word that is in your niche, or the word coach, if that is something that you choose. That will be a personal choice that you make. But for mine, for instance, it's just 𝗵𝗶𝗀. That is my name. O is my middle initial, by the way, but it's not, business coaching girl, right? It takes away from that personal touch. Number two, this is a really big one because it is the first thing that people see after your name, and that is your Instagram bio. So in your Instagram bio, I talk a lot about this actually in my Blueprint program with my new coaches, but you don't necessarily need what we call an I help statement in the coaching industry, which is what it sounds like, right? Like, I help, blah, blah, blah. But in your bio, you should include who you serve and how you serve them. Why? Because when your potential dream client hops onto your Instagram and they identify with who you serve and the results that they're desiring, they're gonna feel called to you. They're gonna be interested. They're gonna maybe start perusing other pieces of your content because you called them out in your Instagram bio. Now, one more step on top of that as well is you'll have, who you serve and how you serve them. And then you'll also want what we call a CTA, a call to action. Very important. This call to action should point to how your potential dream client, become more involved in your sales funnel. So some kind of link where they can book a call with you, where they can go to your YouTube channel like mine is. But this call to action needs to be a verb that signals to their brain for them to take actual action. Powerful stuff here. I still hope that you're writing notes. Number three, now I mentioned this already, but the coolest thing about Instagram is your highlights reel. So the really cool thing about your highlights is that this is kind of like On the website, if you had like about me or contact me or my story, your highlights on Instagram basically do the same thing. So this is prime real estate, guys. You want to make sure what is on your highlights reel is actually helping your dream client convert, potentially convert to work with you. So some really amazing features that you can include in your highlights is like your story, like a little bit about you. It can have free value, so free trainings as a coach that you offer. It should definitely include some information about the work that you do. So if you have a program or a one-on-one coaching experience, it should include what that looks like, more information that your potential dream client can just go in and look and binge essentially. With that, right, it's not super important, at least this is the way that I coach, that it looks like beautiful, but it should look presentable. So don't be afraid to throw in some icons, have a free color scheme that just ties your whole profile together. Which brings me to number 4, which is your actual feed. Now, the way that Instagram is evolving, there is less of this like fine eye detail into like the perfect aesthetic of your feed, meaning like that's kind of like old Instagram. Things don't need to look like so catered and so perfect. But at the same time, because you are a brand, I would consider having a couple of main colors and a couple of cohesive filters that kind of tie everything together. So that way, when your potential dream client binges your content, everything is kind of free flowing, looking nice and representative of who you are as a coach. So there you have it, 4 angles to help you optimize your Instagram for sales. Now, if you follow these, I promise you're going to be doing yourself a favor because you're going to be increasing your effectiveness on Instagram. And don't be afraid to really utilize social media because it is such a powerful tool. Again, remember, this is how I've been able to hit 6 figures in 1 year just with Instagram. I don't even have a website yet, but I am in the midst of creating one. Now, before I go, make sure you hit subscribe below so that you never miss a beat. I have free mindset and business coaching tips for you every single Thursday. So you won't want to miss those. This is going to be content that is going to help you become a full-time and thriving coach. And if you aren't yet, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'm at Regina O. Silva. So that's it. Until next week, happy living.